Hi guys, how you doing? Senior Gaming here, and in today's episode I'm bringing you Merge Girls Idle RPG, and I've got for you tips for beginners. So if you're a Merge Girls player or perhaps idle gamer, then make sure you subscribe to my channel as I post as often as possible and obviously bring you best tips and advice, and that's the case today. So as the name game suggests, you will be merging girls in order to do some idling in the RPG game. So the game's concept is pretty simple, and you've probably seen that a million times already. We got to farm those characters, upgrade them, and obviously kill a ton of monsters for that precious loot. But let's talk about some tips now. So I've got for you 10 tips when you're just starting out, and hopefully these will help you, boost your rank and overall growth when it comes to the game itself. So tip number one is upgrade only your SSR heroes. So if we check our collection quickly from a first screen, this is where you're gonna see all the characters that you can obtain in the game. So SSR is the best grade, then we go SR, and finally R. And the reason I tell you upgrade only those, as with the game progression you will be always so much ahead when it comes to max level. There is a max level of your character, but currently I think my highest level is 2022, pretty much like the year we are currently in. But my max level is somewhere around 3,500, so I've got so much more to grind in order to get there, and probably when I'll be close to even that level I should progress within the game and increase my max cap even further. And because these characters are the strongest SSR, before you actually reach all of them and then you start expanding, that's why you should just focus. End of the day, they will be end game characters, so it's worth investing in them from day one. So tip number two, if you got more than 6 SSR heroes, you need to start diversifying. And obviously again, if we come back to a collection and we have a look in here, currently I have unlocked 7 characters. And I was able obviously try to put a different characteristic of these characters, but finally I have come to a sort of conclusion where I had Alisa and Captain J with exactly similar sort of group of characters, and they got even very similar skills when it comes to that. So my choice between the two has finally rested on, if we check Alisa, as you're gonna keep progressing in the game, you finally unlock the weapon. And I have managed to actually get a second grade weapon on Alisa, whilst I actually got no weapon yet when it comes to Captain J. So for me, choice was obvious, but normally if you get different characters and different skills to benefit obviously your team, then you should definitely go with that. Okay, so that was tip number 2. Tip number 3, it's always try to push to reach that next level. So as you see, currently I'm on a next mission which tells me to clear episode 11 stage 30, but this is one of the final bosses here, and I'm lacking quite a lot in order to actually push that level. But whenever you can, every single day when you push few of these levels, try to hit that boss battle button. As many games, when you finish your latest stage or latest boss, will pretty much prompt you to come back, 30, 50 levels earlier to farm efficiently. Have a good time, even though you're farming less, but your grind times are good. But as you have just seen here, it takes me 14 seconds to grind very last level. Therefore, in this particular game, you don't really need to worry about coming back few stages. You will be grinding on a strongest possible stage as you currently can reach, but as mentioned, try to push a little bit further and obviously increase your overall rewards. Okay, so now we're going into tip number 4, and we're gonna head over to Soulstone tab. And here, where you've got that red dot, I want you to push with these boosters every single time you're active. Keep pushing with this time for speed boosts, and you're gonna have plenty of them when you just start out. There will be quite a lot of rewards when you're just starting out and progressing and quests and etc. So I want you just to maintain that X for as long as possible. At the end of the day, the Soulstone is actually all the essence how you're gonna get your shards and upgrade your characters. So you want to get that tier 10 Soulstone as soon as possible. Therefore, maximizing it and inputting that ×4, it's the way to go. Okay, and now tip number 5, it's when it comes to dismantle. So when you start upgrading your characters, you will require souls, and in order to get souls you need to sacrifice some of the shards, and you can sacrifice any grade you want. but to start off, I would definitely just sacrifice R. As you see, you're gonna have some premium, but that's gonna be needed in the later stages. To start off, sacrifice just R characters. But do not go crazy, do not sacrifice all of it, as currently I'm actually trying and testing if upgrading on multiple levels our weakest grade of R characters might not outperform your SR or even SSR. End of the day, as you see, we just hit that sword button quickly. Let's just open this chest and hit that sword. As you see, we've got over 50 some of the R grades where I'm just got a handful of any other, which means obviously lowest grade, the easiest to get. But also at the same time, you are able to upgrade these heroes quicker. So currently my strongest R1, if we just go into character selection itself, it's gonna be this particular one when I have managed to reach 5 stars, and now I need another 20 cards. So currently I'm nowhere near being as strong as some of my or SSR, but once I try to reach more and more stars, then I'll be able to give you feedback, and probably there will be another video coming up. So that's where we are, coming back to a soulstone. So tip number 6, I want you to use that button who I just used, sword. So obviously when you'll be coming back to the game itself, you will have your characters, shards, you know, soulstone everywhere. So make sure you're hitting that sword button rather than drag them manually, will help you out. And then finally, when you got that stage 10, soulstone, rather than hovering over another one in order to merge, all you need to do is just double click on that one in order to merge, because end of the day you're able to switch auto, and auto will merge everything all the way up to level 10, but at level 10 you have to do a manually. So, you know, sword button and double click on that, it should be your friend from now on. Okay, so now when it comes to spending gems, so we're gonna head over to laboratory. I want you to focus predominantly on this production research. So spending the red gems in a game should definitely focus mainly on production. As mentioned earlier, you want to land as many soulstone as possible and get them to that level 10. So that's why if you look on my combat, I have just put few points here to try it out, but I'm trying to max out my production research as soon as possible. And then finally, once I've landed on a max level, upgrading my combat should be just a pleasure. But when it comes to gems, the premium currency, I want you definitely to go and upgrade stage repeat gold acquisition up. That was a long name, which pretty much means boosting your overall idle stage reward. So you want to make sure you spend these precious gems in here every single time. Offline stage, I have not invested yet. There was some reports on the chat where the players mentioned it doesn't work, and currently I have not used that. I might review it in the future and give you more feedback. But the last option here, it's a must, and that's gonna be your tip number 7. So now when we're gonna head over to world, and tip number 8 is make sure your receipts do not go over the limit. So as you see here, pretty much a lot of these first and a second mini events will use the seeds. So in boss stage you'll be able to farm some gear. In mineral mine you'll be farming some crystals in order to upgrade the gear, and this will use the same currency of the seeds. So you want to make sure, as you see, full recovery will be in 13 hours. You want to land on that game every single time when you're close to, and make sure you will use these seeds. And obviously as well, what you want to do, you want to make sure you hit your tower, you hit your arena and exploration, but the game concept will unlock as you're gonna go along, so you will see more and more about it. But these are obviously your pretty much dailies, which you want to hit every single 24 hours. Okay. And then when it comes to tip number 9, it's hit that world raid. So world raid will be unlocked every single day, and you're gonna have some rewards when it comes to power crystals. With power crystals, again, this is something you need to upgrade further your characters. There will be a different sort of material every single day as the days of the week will change. But I want you to just focus on challenge itself, and I want you to challenge this world raid as late as possible. So it means try to hit that world rate just before the reset kicks in. And obviously what it translates into is your characters are at a maximum capacity. If you just landed the moment reset has hit, then you just missed opportunity, as more likely you will keep upgrading your characters for another 23 hours and 59 minutes. So you want to land it with the best DPS possible. And then finally, when it comes to shop and everything around it, You can obviously get it as well here from free ads. Is just make sure obviously you maximize watching your ads every single day, and that will also include your weapon and having your 5x summon in here where you're gonna get a weapon. When it comes to spending all the diamonds, I have not decided yet. I'll probably put another video. As you see, I've currently got a 32k, but you've got obviously many different opportunities to spend your diamonds in a game. At the moment, that was the only one I showed you in laboratory to maximize your gold output when it comes to idle, but everything else at the moment, I'm trying to wage what is the best course of action. Okay then, so that was a 10 tips for the beginners. Obviously that only it for today, but there will be more videos coming up shortly. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have, then make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel so you're notified when the next video will be released. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and as always, I'll see you next time.